Welcome back, everybody. And today I'm going to make an attempt to get, there's bugs everywhere. Make an attempt to get things a little more organized for myself. As you can see, I'm not very organized. And today I have my assistant making her first debut with me on the channel. Her name is Al. Everybody say hi. Hi. So I found a little plan, if you want to call it a blueprint, on the internet, and I will post that right here for you to see. And it's probably going to be nothing like that. It's probably going to be, my measurements are probably off, but I've already pre-cut things and I think I'm going to need them to. So we will get going and see you in a minute. Okay, so the picture that you saw of what I'm going to make, my measurements are rough. They're more of an estimate. I don't know what 0.81 inches is, so I just made it more simple and just went 9 3/4. That I can do. So I got everything pretty much cut for the sides and all that stuff, but these this one here I'll have to cut to the specific lengths when it comes time for that. So I don't know if it resembles it. Great. I just want it to be functional, kind of keep things more organized, and meaning my drills and chargers. All my chargers right now are currently down in the basement, far away from anything out here where I usually use them. So that's kind of where I lose my oomph, I guess you could say. It's like, oh, now I got to go all the way downstairs and charge my stuff. If I have it here, then I could just keep it up here and it's right there and I don't got to worry about it. So, all right. The materials that I'm using are basically 1 by 10 by 8 number 2 pine for the sides and the shelves, bottom. And the 1 by 6s are the dividers that went down to divide the drills where they slide in. That is it. Nothing else. The 1 by 10s was a total of, I think that's 1 board. So this project should only cost somebody about 25 bucks. I mean, if you got your own wood screws, if you got, everything you need, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the bottom part of it, and I'm going to be referring to the image a lot. Yeah, let's jump right into this, and I will be making mistakes. I know that. So let's go. So these are the sides, and I'm going to just set those aside. See what I did there? This one will be my bottom. So referring to the picture, we're going to notice that there's those cutouts in them. Exact measurements. Yeah, let's see. Get to the picture here and look at these exact measurements that they have. They've got spacing that I need to cut out of 1.6 inches, which is obviously 1.5 inches, but I'm not convinced that's enough. for hanging this. Yeah. So I am actually going to see if I can't make it 1 3/4 inches and see what that's going to get me. And yeah, let's see what happens. Grab the pencil, 1 3/4 inches in. Is that going to be correct for my first cut? No, it's not. See, I already messed up. Don't know why I'm even trying to erase that. So let's just say I'm going to come 3/4 inch in. And then the cut from that would be one inch 3/4 right here. And then from there, I'm going to have to move over at least to allow for that to set properly. That might not even be enough. How that's going to set in there. And I don't think it is. So once again, I am going to come over 1 inch from the edge. And move 3/4 inch down. And I know that the board is 3/4 inch wide. And I'll go here. And let me get out my trusty speed square wherever I decided to set that thing at. I want to make it at least 6 inches. One, two, three, four. So up there is 6 inches. Do that on the same line here. Three and a quarter. So once again, I'm way off on what I'm doing here. No. I think I did decide at 1 1/2. 1 3/4. Nope, I'm good. Start second guessing myself because I'm really the worst, the absolute worst person to be measuring anything. So this is going to at least give me a base now. I know that this one will, slide in and hang there. That should be just fine. And I can kind of use that to see how much space I'm going to need, because I got to take into consideration the thickness of what this is going to be. This is that divider that I was talking about. And I don't want to get myself into a position that I can't get these out of there. So if that's there, just like so. See, I'm a very visual person. I gotta have all these things here in front of me, or I'm just not gonna, it ain't gonna work for me. And I can take this, and since that stops there, I'm gonna move over 3/4 in. And I should basically just replicate what I'm doing here. And that should be my next line. Six inches up. Right there. Move over. What do I got going here? 1 3/4. 1 3/4 in. Right there. Make the other line. Another 6 inches. Up to there. That's where that's going to be cut out. And it's kind of a, how far am I even going to be close to being centered with everything? Probably not. I got this drill, an impact, and I don't even know where that's hiding at now. I really only need space for 3, from what I remember. 1, yeah, I think 3. So this here I can use as a storage of some sort also. So let's do this. Maybe I'll make it for 4, and if I ever buy anything in the future, then I have something. Another spot to put it, I guess you could say. So get this out of the way. How far did I go in from that one? To that line was 1 1/4. So let's go 1 1/4 again. And I'm looking at 2 3/4 from there. 2 3/4. That marks that one. Go 6 inches up. And just keep going. Inch and 3. Inch and 3. Make the other mark. Go up 6 inches. What did I say that was? That is 2 3/4. Go 2 3/4. There's another one. Up 6 inches. And these are the cutouts. Don't need them. 1 3, 1 3/4. So I'm nowhere near centered. It's going to be off. So this will be just a little storage. Like I tried telling you, it's not going to be perfect. Just functional is all I care about. Now I need a way too large straight edge. Good enough for who it's for. Cut out. Cut out. And once I get this cut, I'm going to hand it over to my assistant, who has finally decided to join me. No, she was eating. And I'm going to have her sand down the insides of these so they're nice and smooth. So, all right, I'm going to cut these out with the amazing jigsaw. That I really need a new one because this thing is absolute garbage. Okay, so make your jokes. You can all laugh. It's definitely not pretty. But is it going to be functional? Yep. So I'm going to get some sandpaper and let my wife do some sanding while I move on to the next. So
do that.
Just lightly go across it like that. Just be careful. You can fold it over too. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Just get all the rough edges off.
Do I need to wear gloves?
No.
Alright. I'm scared of having
Sliver?
splinter. Scared of master splinter.
So the other two shelves don't need anything because they're just shelves. So I'm going to set those off to the side. And if you noticed, by any chance in the picture, that they are kind of cut on an angle here, just to kind of give it something neat just to look at. So I can do that, and I'm going to do that on the miter saw. So I'm going to get that set up. All it really is just to make it look nicer. Nothing major, just cut it down a little bit. And it should be a nice 45. This is why I don't like this saw too. See, nobody caught that. I almost messed up again. It's only on the front. So, sides. Put that right there. So then, since I know what I got going on here, and these are going to be my dividers. I can easily cut these down to the size I need them to be. Like so. And how many do I need?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. I'll need 4 of these.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4.
So I bet you that's going to work out much better than what I had going on. Sure is. It's a thing of beauty. No, not really. Okay. So then I'm going to just take some glue, run it along the edge. Like that. Do it to these also. Get it centered as much as I can. Yes, I actually did have marks at one point that I'm decided not to use. Well, it ain't gonna be much of any kind of storage over here like I thought. It's like not much. Yeah, whatever, David. All right, screws. Nope, not screws yet. It will be these. This is where everything's gonna come crashing down on me now. And they will be pre-drilling holes because this is very soft wood. It will split if you don't. I think I'm already seeing a potential ha 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 bad thing happening. Yep. Is that still gonna work? Something looks wrong already. In order to keep this still, I think I'm going to use some brad nails because it's going to want to fall like that the second I even try to put screws into this. Ask me how I know. Okay, after what felt like forever, like I said, I'm just going to tack these in for right now so they don't move. And that didn't stay put. Alrighty. So then you just use the hammer. Straighten it out. Get it flush. Just like that. Can move this off to the side.
Is it over here?
Yeah. And then do the same thing on the bottom.
The bottom. Bottom. Oops.
So in case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to cheap out and think that that's going to support that. Not have noticed, but my wife has already abandoned the project.
Not really. I'm just waiting to start the thing.
No, you abandoned it.
No. I'm just like being
I know.
multitasking.
I know. What did I do? There it is.
So you can find your stuff. Harder to bit. While I'm waiting on this.
I really just want to use a just 2 screws each thing here. I'm using number 6 1 5/8 inch wood screws, interior wood screws, since this is not going to be outside. Well, everybody see the problem there? I drilled too far down. Nothing for the screws to really get a grip on. So I will be needing longer screws at some point. Like that. We've got that part taken care of. Now we can move on to putting the sides on. That would only really require the brad nails, which is great. But always glue things. It's just a good idea. It's a good practice to do that. why did that. Huh, it is a lot forward. Oh, things like to shift and move around on you. And I lost my hammer again. Oh, I didn't. That's better. That is kind of not. See what happens if I don't drill a hole. We already know what's going to happen. Split. It didn't split, but the only reason I'm putting these in here is because the cuts were a little off, weren't really straight. So that when I put the sides on, they're kind of rocking around. So this is just for a little bit of extra. Just enough to get it started. Not like the last time. All right, let's get the back on it. That's pretty much all she wrote. I'm not going to paint this thing. Nope. It's just going to be what it is, and that's that.
For sanding?
Not yet.
Yes. Ooh. Dang, bro.
Where's that dirt is?
I remember this one with my grandfather. Because they used to cut like woods, like trees. They have that thing. And he can tell, like in one tree like this, standing like that, how many can they cut? How good he is. Which is the front side? Oh, that's the front side. Okay, well, that's so cool.
it down. I normally would have preferred to put the back on the inside, if that makes any sense. Boy, these bugs are unbelievable. So, again, get the glue. Glue down where it's going to be touching. Apply the back. Make sure it's close enough. Do a little tacking it down so it doesn't want to go anywhere on you. And since this thing will be kind of holding the weight up against the wall, we will be drilling. And we will be drilling. And I believe that wraps it up. Like I said, this is not pretty, but I bet you it's functional. And that's all I really care about. Let's see. Perfect. Nope, I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to stain it. I'm not going to do anything with it. It is what it is. Now, everybody, this here is what my lovely wife has been doing behind the scenes. She's been saving me a whole lot of time.
Yep. Ta-da! Burning leaves.
With my schedule, I don't have a whole lot of time for doing this. It's not like she has a whole lot more time than I do with her working full time. She takes care of some of this stuff, so I don't have to worry about it. And I appreciate that.
Of course.
So, until the next time, I think we're going to wrap this up. I know I had mentioned before that I was going to do something about this, but that'll have to wait a little bit longer. Took it for a ride today to put some gas in it for my mom, and front driver's side wheel bearing is humming like nobody's business. So that is going to wrap it up. I will put down the materials that I used in the description, or yeah, probably in the description, so you guys don't got to worry about pausing the video. So until the next time, see ya.